Welcome to tonight's episode of Late Night Baking. About 2 months ago, my cameraman, producer, director, writer suggested that we do sweetened condensed milk bread. No, stop waving, they can't see you. Sweetened condensed milk bread. Now, we tried that, we shot some of it, but here's a clip from when it all went horribly wrong. We can say 1, 2, 3. That's puffed up nicely. Punch it. It surely had to do with the yeast, and something like that should really be the yeast of my worries. So let's try and do it right this time. Get 1 cup of warm milk. One packet of yeast. As well as 1 teaspoon of sugar. And whisk it all up. And now we wait. And that is the beautiful foam you're looking for. When we first started this recipe 2 months ago, I followed the recipe as written, added the yeast to the dries, and I should have trusted my gut. So with this foamed up yeast, you're then going to get a big bowl and get ½ a cup of sweetened condensed milk. And because it's very sticky, we're going to pretend that I'm pouring it in right now and adding, and oh, look at that. Add 1 egg. And add the milk and yeast. And whisk it up. Then take 3½ cups of flour and sift it on in. It's going to take a while. And then of course, for the last few teaspoons, you just give up. Start to mix this all together. And then eventually just say whatever and use your hopefully clean hands. And then add about ½ a stick of butter. Smush that all in. And as it gets incorporated, transfer everything to a floured surface and just start kneading it for about 15 to 20 minutes. I need this to work. Need this to be successful. I need this dough. I don't go to the gym. I don't own a KitchenAid. This is a lot for me. But after you've kneaded this enough, because it's so kneady, throw it in a bowl, cover it up, and wait for 1 hour. And then check out to see how much it expanded. And yeast, the dough is risen today. Hallelujah. This looks a lot better than last time we tried it. And now you're gonna get all that pent up aggression and punch the dough. That's right. Almost eating my hand like the blob. Now you're going to cut this in half because the recipe makes 2 loaves instead of just being half. And using a rolling pin, roll each half out into a rectangle-ish shape. And then once you've got two rectangles, that would make a geometry teacher cry. You're going to roll them up. You're going to pinch to seal the edge. Close enough, it's fine. And then just like cinnamon buns, you're going to cut the rolled log. Then grab two loaf pans, line them in, and cover them up again for another 40 minutes. This is why I'm glad we started early. 40. There we go, nice and puffed. It was at this point last time that we gave up because this just looked like a sad little caterpillar. Now we're going to give it an egg wash before we pop in the oven. So you're going to get 1 egg yolk, 1 tablespoon of milk, fork it up, and hopefully have one of these cool little rubber paint brushes. They're clearly straining in the confines of the pan, so it'll be interesting to see how it raises when it bakes. And then pop them in a 350 oven for about 22 minutes. Smells bready. Get it? Ready? Ready? Oh, look. Oh, it's gold. Whew. They're perfectly golden brown. Now we're going to get these out of the pan immediately, so get a plate nearby. This sort of, if we greased them up well enough, they should just slide on out, which they did. Flip that upside down. That's 1. Two. There we go. And now, because it's not sweet enough, we only used half a cup of sweetened condensed milk, so we're going to make a glaze. Get 1 tablespoon of very soft butter, and then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of more sweetened condensed milk. But you know, we just eyeball it. It's like whatever. Probably not enough, but we can go back. Just mix that. Ooh, that dissolved nicely. Or liquefied. And brush these beautiful buns with sweetened condensed buttermilk. Ooh. Oh, I'm using all this. Oh my goodness, this is so much better than the first time we tried. Oh, this looks great. This is probably the greatest bread I've ever made, because whenever I've tried to make bread, something that hasn't turned out quite so well. It's always been so dense and doughy, which is good, but not in a traditional bread way. But this looks amazing, and I can't wait to try it. I'm gonna do it right now. All right. Oh, can you see that? I actually can't tell, so I'm genuinely asking, can you see the steam rising? Yeah? Okay. All right. Sweetened condensed milk bread fresh out of the oven, with a sweetened condensed milk glaze. So last time we did this and it backfired and didn't rise, we still baked it for the fun of it and just was just a solid thing of dough. But this is fluffy, airy, and just the right amount of sweetness. I can finally say that I've successfully done a bread-related episode. I hope you all have a night as sweet as a spread, or at least just have a good night.